So we're at Highline Motors. I have the 360 cam and this cam with me. This is the podcast. We're gonna do a Lotus drive with Ajet, the owner. Super fun car, super awesome place to be and to film. I'm super honored to kind of make this happen. So you guys check out this full episode. We're gonna talk about cars, immigrating, business success, and what it looks like to run a dealership. So yeah, keep your eyes out on that. We're doing so much fun stuff in this episode. We're trying South African candy and seeing what that tastes like. Enjoy the show. Let's do this. Okay, Ajet, welcome to the MoneyBru Show. You ready for this episode?
Yes.
Okay, tell us about this vehicle of yours, man. What do we got here?
Hey, we have 2011 Lotus Evora, and have 14,000 miles on it. It's pretty nice. I got 285 horsepower on it. For a little car, it's a 5-speed and
Nice.
absolutely a great car. It runs and
Yeah.
we enjoy it. My kids loves it more than I do.
What do? They slide on
They
it
slide on it, you know.
in your driveway.
You know,
Well-
and that's the thing. One day I was driving it in a park, and then I'm looking for my kids. I'm like, where is those kids?
Yeah.
And guess what happened? They're on top of the Lotus and it's
No way.
sliding. They thought that was the coolest thing.
So here's my other thing I was going to ask you. We'll jump right in and we're going to take this for a spin and have fun with it, do some drone shots. But you got this from someone who has it on YouTube as well. It's a featured car, basically.
It is.
It's a collectible.
It is a collectible, and the funny thing is, you know, and it is a wrap to also do. So somebody did a pretty good job on wrapping the vehicle on it, and we find out actually somebody did a YouTube video on this car. So it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes employees take it for a test drive and they love it. Actually, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But some of them, they don't know how to drive 5-speed.
Yeah, so come check it out at Highline. I'll put the video of the other guys up here, but let's jump in and let's do this review. Okay, here we are. So we have this little thing we're going to try out, but so everyone usually on this show, Ajet, they want to know who you are. So let's go for the drive. Yeah, let's go. Oh, that's amazing. This thing is fast. How many? Whoa! How many horsepower?
We got 285. It's really is not too big of a horsepower, you know, on it.
But it has some.
But
it sounds like it, yeah.
what it does is, you know, and it got a turbo on it, which makes it more fun. And some of those sport cars need to be driven with a higher RPM, you know, on it. That's where you feel most power on it.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty fun little a starter car.
Yes.
For somebody who wants to get in on those
Classic sports cars, yeah.
sport
It's
cars.
not exactly the Ferrari, but it's on your way to the Ferrari.
It depends, you know, and everybody have different things, what they
Tastes.
like, you know, taste.
Yeah.
Some of them are just Ferrari, Porsche.
Yeah.
Some are other exotic cars, but you know, it's nothing
Yeah.
out there to be. It's a fun little car.
Exactly.
It's really, really fun little car.
Okay, so this is a really cool workshop we're doing. We are doing a bunch of stuff where it's going to be like an AI workshop, and we have concepts broken down. Like, one of the things I like to talk about is data, that you can take it and really simplify all your data and get an answer on where you're leaking or bleeding money or doing things like that. I want to teach you that. I want to go beyond ChatGPT, and I want to engage you with this. So this is a cool book that I'm kind of digesting for you, and I've taken a bunch of courses and YouTube videos and figure out what's the best, simplest for everyday people in business and marketing and in entrepreneurship and things like that. So come check it out. I look forward to seeing you there. We'll make it happen. Cheers, cheers. So you're from Albania, and you've worked hard to get here. What is some advice you would give people, you know, trying to start a business? And what does it take, you know, to get to, let's say, a place you feel good about?
Well, in reality, you know, on it here, I'm born in Albania. I've been here for 18 years. Coming in America is a life change for not just for me, but for anybody who have a vision and who wants to put some hard work on it.
Yeah.
When I say a vision, you gotta have a vision if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be engineering, if you want to be a businessman.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, but it requires a lot of hard work and a lot of listening, on it, which my dad used to tell me all the time.
Yeah.
Son, tell me who is your friend. I will tell you who you are. So I've been fortunate to know.
That's
and
cool.
To meet in my early days some good people out there.
Yeah.
They helped me, and to understand how America works, and also is a lot of work,
It is, yeah.
which I enjoy. I love work and I love mentoring people. I love helping people.
Exactly.
But also, I've been fortunate, Lord up there.
Exactly.
Helped me out to find myself and do what required to do there.
So it's very spiritual because you go from maybe just having a party, having fun in America, which I went through that too, and then realizing this is not going to get me anywhere. Do you think it's industry specific too? Like you have to choose an industry that will work for you, and maybe not everyone wants to be the boss. Maybe you should be the best employee, right?
Well, in reality, when I came here, I was 25-year-old.
Nice.
And it was a party time. I still enjoyed having party, not but still I have people who hang out, and it's not the question. You gotta figure it out to work hard and play hard and have fun.
Sure.
Because at the end of the day, life is enjoying it. It's not the question.
Yeah. It's like a decision, right? Like a choice.
Working hard and Denzel Washington said one thing in one of his speeches, you never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. The definition is, and we're not going to take anything with us. We're going to leave everything as we leave, and it a good name as we leave, and it a good the money as, we're not going to take anything with us.
Yeah.
We're going to go same as we came. In the meantime, and the definition of that is you gotta work and you gotta enjoy the life. Otherwise, where's the purpose?
Exactly. I think one lesson I learned from you, and you told me and said, Daniel, when you start having kids, you will understand that the blessing of what God gives you. And I think I've learned more from you about your family and how you something amazing. And I just wanted to share a little bit about this. You made a decision, which I think is very smart, incorporating community with your grandmother, your mother, to come visit and be with your kids, teach the language. Most Americans, we need to learn how to travel so we can see this community life from Europe, right?
Yeah.
Or from places.
To be honest with you, America is the best country in the world. A lot of people keep thinking, what they're saying, our system, is not
sure.
It got some
flaws,
but I'll tell you that I traveled in my young days. And,
oh really? When you were in Albania?
This is the best. Our system still might need but it's the best system up there on the world so we need to appreciate what the Lord give us up there living in this country, and we need to do more about our country here.
Yes.
Because end of the day is like J.F. Kennedy said, it's not what the country can do for you, but what you can do for the country. Now the question is in here, what can we do for the society? What we can do for the people who are in need? What can we do for all kind of things? We're blessed, right? God gave us, all those things. But in the meantime, we need to give back.
It's kind of like your involvement with the CIADA, which is the Small Dealerships Association of Colorado.
It's a used car dealer association, of Colorado, and what we usually do is
helping people.
Is a non-profit organization inside and we fundraise money and we give to our community, you know, on it, because at the end of the day, that's that the community built us, make us, helped us to become successful.
And I know, I want to know this part of your story too, because so something about Ajet is you went with wholesaling, but also car dealerships, and you provide vehicles that you've chosen through the auctions, through which I think is exciting. When you watch the auctions and you, like, one of the things I got to connect with Ajet on was the auctions, and it was amazing, you know, to see that energy. But then how do you know it's a good vehicle? But tell people that don't really know business too well, but understand that there's different levels of business. When it came to your wholesaling, you know, how did you go from that and make it successful?
Well, it's a process, you know, that you go through. It's a process mentally, it's a process with the business, it's a process with everything.
Yeah.
So what I did is, you know, back then when I started, that was in 2007, what I did was I opened a wholesale site. And back then I had Zalli Motors, you know, and I was doing wholesaling, buy a car to the auction, fix it, clean it, do whatever it needed, process it, you know, and then I would go to the dealer, to the car dealers, especially in Northern Colorado, and I'll go there and I'll sell it to them. So from 1 car to 2 cars to 10 cars to other cars.
Wow.
And plus, you know, and more. So it was fun and exciting, but you always think, you know, what's next.
Yeah.
So
because you're already producing such high quality. Like, one thing I love about the Highline brand and dealership, it used to be in Fort Collins. Ajet went and bought out the brand, but the quality of vehicle, it really is a high line. You know, they fix it, they make sure we're good, you know, and you can enjoy your car. And it's not perfect, but
like every dealer is a process, right? Every dealer should have a process. You go, you buy the vehicle, regardless it's from a private or it's from the auction or it's a trade-in, whatever the car comes from, you know.
Yeah.
And then you just put it inside of the shop and lift it up and check it, whatever it needs. You go out there and fix it.
Yeah.
And then you put it out there for sale. So make sure it's nice and reliable vehicle. So it can last for a while. Now, when we say it can last for a while, there are a lot of moving parts inside to that vehicle, you know, on it, where there's no way to know if it's if you're gonna last 10 years, 20 years, or if it would break down, you know, on it soon. So
for sure.
Usually, you know, on it, most of the cars, you know, on it, our cars perform very, very well, and we work with those. The reason why I say we work with those, if there's a problem or something on the car down the road, we try to work with the customer and try to help to get out from the situation, because they're all kind of, we sell a lot of cars, and they sell a lot of cars, you're going to deal with a lot of different scenarios, you know.
For sure.
So, you know, every customer is not a customer. Is more than that, you know, and it is part of us, part of the big family here at Highline.
I love the pink Pontiac that you have right there.
It's for sale.
I need to get a video of it. You're also really good with people, and I think, what is some lessons you've learned with people? I know, you know, some people will work good relationships with you long term, and some, you know, don't always work out. But what is some advice when you're building these? How do you not be naive as an entrepreneur? Like, I've been naive before.
Well, here's the thing, you know, there's nothing wrong to be naive. You always learn, right? As a business, you tell me who's the most successful business out there, you know, and you always business have some headaches would come with it. You know, Donald Trump said in one of his speeches, hey, if you have a business and you don't have a headache, go find a job, because that's not a business, you know. So in reality, every business will have something, you know, and so it's not a question being naive or not being naive. You be yourself. And
take action.
Definition of being yourself, you be yourself, and they're going to be, and then you look the person and you look deep in their soul and says, this is a person I like, and I'm going to give it a try. Not all the time works, but
and
it will work. So
Yeah.
You just every person is different.
Yeah.
You just try to figure it out where you're good at it.
Yeah.
Focus on that, and focus something you can control. Some of the stuff you cannot control.
Yes.
There's nothing you can do. We can't take everything, but we're gonna take what we can.
And I appreciate that about you too. Like, you give people an opportunity, and you don't take too long either. If someone's gonna work out, they will work out. But there's a time limit. We have to make things happen pretty quickly, which I think is great. But yeah,
Our salespeople, most of the time, they jump in something,
Yeah.
and they don't have that to wait, and I'm not saying I'm a car salesman. We all are salespeople. The whole world sells something to each other with knowing or without knowing,
100%.
So regardless, somebody, so it's not the question, the sale. The question is being real, being yourself. You have something where people need. So you don't have to sell. All our team, nobody is on the commission. All of them are based on the salary, because
How does that
we
work?
don't
That's
want
amazing.
To be
Yeah.
known, for pushing
Selling.
sales,
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, by any meaning. If I have a customer, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to try to help them out, to guide them, and to make a purchase,
Yeah.
because obviously that's how we pay
Operate.
our bills
Yeah.
by selling, and everybody, but
Yeah.
we're not going to push somebody who is not ready to buy a car. We're going to help them out
Yeah.
to make the right decisions, and that's what we're good at it.
That's
Helping and guiding the people making the right decision, because
Yeah.
you don't want to sell somebody a car, and guess what?
No.
After a week or after 2-3 days, customer might not be happy on it. Of course, the buyer's remorse
Yeah.
on the customers. But in the meantime, what are you going to do, Daniel?
What's the decision behind? Because it's very unconventional to do salary sometimes, but do they still do commissions? But they have to. Is it just a different way of building, like you said, less sales opportunity, less of a sales?
If you have a product, people are gonna buy.
Yeah.
If people trust you, people are gonna buy.
Yeah.
If people not gonna feel pressure, they're gonna buy.
Cool. Yeah.
So those are some of the stuff, and
Yeah.
is a reason why people come to your door, right? Come
Yeah.
to your store. They come, because you got something on there.
Yeah.
You're not a park where people come to hang out,
No.
and so they come. They need something. So
Yeah.
if you can meet their needs, that's the biggest thing,
Cool.
because unfortunately some places, can be out there and they just are pressured, and they just make people to make a decision right away, which
Exactly.
unfortunately sometimes happen, but that's not the case,
Yeah.
And most of the dealerships do an honest business, on it.
Yeah.
We all are human.
Exactly. So my next segment here, we're doing the taste test. Are we okay trying a South African candy
Sure,
in
man.
your car? This is called a crunchy, and it's a type of candy. I will let you take the first bite, and then we're gonna give it a score from
Alright.
1 to 10, man. This is as local as it gets from my country.
All right. Let me try
It's
it.
still fresh, okay?
I like chocolate.
This chocolate. You ever had something like this?
I've never had something like that.
So they,
This is good.
isn't it good?
This is good.
So explain it to the people. What do you think it tastes like? It's like,
It's crunchy.
yep,
Have wrapped chocolate,
almost like honey, eh?
and is a white kind of egg yolk.
Mhm.
Bake
Yeah,
egg yolk. White. I'm sorry, bake white egg. What do you call
like a
it?
wafer, like
Yeah.
it's like wafer.
Yeah.
From a scale of 1 to 10 on a chocolate scale, what would you give it? 10 being the best.
The chocolate.
But all of it, 1 to 10. What did
Me
you?
personally, I'm not a big chocolate guy. I'm more of a flavor guy.
Yeah.
I like unique, on it, something out there. I like the fact
Yes.
to say is my favorite. Probably I will not say that, but I would eat that anytime.
Good.
On it is good. So probably I will say 8. On it.
Oh, good.
Cool.
Okay,
By
we'll
the
show
way,
this.
can I have another bite?
Yes. Okay, here's my final question that I think people always want to know this. When it comes to running a business for, how much?
There's also caramel on it.
Caramel,
I feel
yeah.
like a caramel.
Yeah, I'll try not to mess up in the car. something that I always ask questions about is capital and money. And I think what people don't see in the back end is you have to run. I've never knew this until I see you and other people do business. You have to be okay with risks and investments and debt and being able to front capital and sometimes to ride the wave and then know when to not ride the wave. You said this to me in your words, I remember. But tell us about that, because
here's the thing.
Yeah, you're pretty good with that.
When I started, some of the people say, money's easy, ideas are hard. And I never understood until I built, on it myself and mentally and financially, on it. But I'm back to that, the ideas and the people, you invest on the people. And if you have good people, on it, trust and all those, on it, there are money is easy to find. When I say it's easy to find, money is never easy to find, but people, if they like you, private investors, all those things, and it will come and spend time. It will see you if you're real or not. And they're willing to invest as long as they like, the person who they're dealing.
And you work hard.
For the new entrepreneurs like me, like where they just starting it, and it, guess what happened, and it.
Tell us.
Money is easy to find.
Okay.
I'm sure all of you guys would say same thing like I said 20 years ago, and it. But money, and it is not hard. How the money come? You go out there, you work, you build your financials, you build your relationship, you go out there, you find a bank who doesn't look at you as a number, but it look at you as a person, and it. And that's where Highline Motors is a little bit different, because when we see a customer, we don't see a customer as a number. We see a customer, and it as a customer, as a value. We give our 100%. Same thing, and it with the bank. Bank have to look at you not as a customer, but as a not as a number, but as a customer value. Have to give you the stuff, the tools you need to prepare. You start small, build your business credit, you start little by little. It takes a little bit time, but like I said earlier, and it, all you have to have a vision, and the vision with the goal, and it, and the goal, you have to have a vision, you have to have a goal, and it. The vision with no goal, and it is not.
And it has to be courageous, right?
But a goal with no action, and it is not going to take anywhere. So you have to take a risk, on it in anything you do. Regardless, you take a risk, start dating, which is a beautiful thing. But you find the love of your life, and it. You start taking a risk, on it. On the business, you start taking a risk, learning how to drive. So the life is full of risk, and if you're not willing to take the risk, on it, there's nothing gonna happen. You're just gonna mold inside. And, it's not gonna.
I love it. And tell me, okay, so this is this is available if people were gonna purchase it, but it's your little passion car, so you may not get rid of it. What is it, like 40 or 50?
We're asking 59,000.
59.
For it,
cool, like 60-ish.
So it's just a fun car.
Super fun. And then here's another fun question. My viewers and people always want to know this, but this lot, how much do you think? All these cars, we put all the money together, that isn't, like let's say you've expensed, but this could be how much?
Like how many cars?
How much dollar value?
135
cars.
Most of the time, and it is not I need to look the numbers, and it's not the question, the dollars, and the question is what kind of inventory we have. So we have all kind of inventory from the starters all the way to the high line. On it. So we have 135, 140 cars.
This lot itself, like if I would say it's definitely over maybe 6-7, 800,000, maybe even $1 million at some points in time, with your inventory. People love numbers, Ajet. They want to know.
It's more than that.
2 million, 3, so
but
that's the level of risk sometimes people don't understand that business owners take, which is just phenomenal. And it doesn't always sound like sunshines and rainbows, which is cool. It shows that you're a human.
Risk.
You're not a robot.
Risk is a good thing. You help people to build, a strong personality. Help people to go to the next level, you know, and it risk, you know, like Elon Musk, you know, and he take a lot of risk, right? Guess what, you know, and it helps him to go to the moon, you know, and it helps him to build something, you know.
Amazing.
So we need people who takes risk, you know, because risk is a good thing. It helps the world going to the next level, help the mentality, you know, and the generation, you know. And so risk is the most beautiful thing, as long as you can be able to manage. But also risk sometimes get out of control, and people, you know, fail. Failing is not a bad thing. Failing is actually a good thing.
Wow.
You know, and the reason why I say that is there's not a question in failing, because we all, as a human being, we fail in our life, you know, and it is a question, what do you do after that? If you can get up, pick up the ball, you know, and run with it, you know, and because it's not a question of interception. The question is, what do you do after that?
It's cool.
Do you give up, or you just keep playing, you know? And
that's the difference.
So we play. We need, as a human being, you know, and we need to keep playing. We can't give up regardless.
Exactly.
What kind of storms, you know, and
I love it.
You know, sent towards us, which the life have all kind of storms, as a personal, as a business, as a friendship, as all those kind of things, you know. And our biggest thing is to not give up and try, you know, and think, how can I make myself better next day, you know.
Exactly. Cool. Well, thanks for the podcast and the drive, Ajet.
Thank you, Daniel.
You guys viewing at home, we appreciate you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment, especially on the Highline page as well. You'll see all of the social media will be included in the bottom of this video. We usually do fun stuff too, like there's a merchandise giveaway, or we're doing, you know, promotions, or we're having people come and hang out. So come and check that out. And don't forget, always, everybody rides with Highline.
Thank you.
That's the tagline. From Alfred Ritz. We'll give him the credit, you know, the general manager. So you'll also see some of the other videos. If you need to, you can find them. But thanks for the time.
Thank you.
That was fun. Yeah.
Oh.